Final best of 3 of this evening, and potentially the final map. North will be hoping so that they can convert their choice of Dust2 into a victory. Windigo, one map away from being eliminated from DreamHack Masters Dallas. As ever, I am Vince, joined by Dust, and this could be the end of this evening's proceedings, Dust.
Indeed, that's a bit of a tongue twister, and you've pulled it off, much like North pulled off Overpass in a very easy fashion. And now we go on to Dust2, where North, with their older lineup, was very, very strong on this map. They haven't played it very much since Valda became the in-game leader and Yugi's come on board. So a little bit hard to know exactly how they'll be, but so far so good. Meanwhile, Windigo, mostly mixed results, particularly in the offline environment. And also, if we're just being honest, forgetting about the map and just thinking about individual form, they look so flat on Overpass. If they show up like that, it doesn't even matter what map we're on. It's just going to matter about them getting bullied by the superior firepower of North.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Oh, we were going to go live, but I think a player has just dropped, unfortunately, at the last moment. So we're going to be delayed for a little bit on the start of the map.
Okay.
We're just flirting with you guys.
Don't friend zone us.
Well, I mean, Windigo just got friend zoned hard in that last map.
Mm-hmm.
Will be North starting on the T side as well, and I feel like Dust2 is a pretty even map. Like, where did you come down with this? Do you think it is one-sided?
I think it's two-sided. Yeah, it's definitely two-sided. I think it's gotten better since like people have just learned more and more how to handle certain situations on the CT side. Especially with double opping becoming more and more prevalent on CT. That certainly helped as well. So, I mean, it's definitely not as bad as it used to be, but I still feel like there's a lot of things on this map that make it hard for CTs to deal with. Like, we've already talked about it, retaking B can be so difficult. Dealing with mid-B splits once you've lost vision on Cat can be something that makes it really hard for CTs to rotate. So, but there's a lot of things that CTs have to worry about. Also, you have to worry about just taking damage when you cross mid-doors every round. So there's so many different factors that I feel like give Terrace the edge.
Where do you come down on this debate? Because I've seen Sponge say this on Twitter. I've seen Vendetta talking about this before as well. To have the middle doors reversed.
Don't you mean they're talking about the B bomb site doors? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they're talking about
you can actually
bomb site.
Yeah, so that you can kind of actually look at the B tunnel's entrance without having to go in the middle of the doors.
But would you agree with that change? Do you think it would be better, or?
Yeah, why not? I'm down for it.
Well, 2 P250s, 2 smokes, and 2 flashes. Valda and Gade. Intent is pretty clear at the moment, but they do have 2 players that are just skirting around the outside of long and mid, looking from the barrels. Maybe anticipating that Windigo would go looking and try and force their hand through maybe mid or long doors, see if they get an early pick and convert that into something else. But I mean, Valda does actually have his smoke and flashbang over on long doors, so that suggests that they're not going to be hitting B. It suggests that they may be using both their smokes on the cross towards the A side.
Yeah, definitely could be. The big thing that you'll obviously wonder about is if Poison keeps their attention, will they check their close right at car? That's one thing that has to come into play right away. 2, can they even get past Poison's USP? Because, yeah, you put the smokes on the cross, but then can you fight that USP at range? So a lot of those questions are going to have to be answered to see how successful North can truly be on this push at long A with mostly Glocks. There are 2 P250s in play, though, but not armor behind them. What the? What was that?
I think the idea is that's kind of like a pop flash for a peek if someone's looking through long doors. It's a bit odd, but I mean, they've got the entry anyway. So we'll put that to the back of our mind. Calypso, if they don't check this angle, he could go huge. It's going to be only 1 kill. The flash was a millisecond too late. It had everybody dead to rights. Bubble going to click the head of AZ through the smoke. There is a boost up, trying to stop the bomb planet from going down. Yuki's still going to come out swinging with the Glock. Going to go for the plant. Kirby has his angles covered from the car, and Kirby, Mr. Shaky Aim himself, is looking to shake things up here on Dust2. Yugi will be the sacrificial lamb, but North get the first pistol.
Yeah, a lot of things went wrong for Windigo there. First of all, Poison gets no kills at range with the USP. Guy car that was sneaking that didn't get checked also only gets limited to 1 kill, so a lot of things went North ways there. boost didn't really come to fruition as well as they wanted to either. So North just staying ahead of the curve the whole way through. Well done by them. Obviously, they will be buying off the back of that. Rifles aplenty, a couple of SMGs in play also. Windigo will have to wait patiently to get guns in their hands. So this round should be a mop-up.
Certainly think so. Desert Eagle, though, in play. There's also his use for ships, who is using his close range on B. He's not going to be called into action. It's going to be a catwalk hit. This is walking into 4-player strong stack, but only with USPs and 1 Desert Eagle. How much can they realistically do on the engage? Player in Goose was playing possum. That's going to be poison. There's 3 kills with a Desert Eagle. Can't get a 4th. There was a moment where you thought he had it in the back pocket.
Yeah, you really did. Definitely some big kills there, but obviously ships with not much left to do. Well handled by North. That could have been really, really bad, but they do come out on top. Well, now it's full guns across the board for both teams. Curious to see how North want to open up. One thing to note right off the top is that Kirby's now the B-Tunnels player for this team on default, because Valda, as the in-game leader, wanted to obviously be more centralized. So that will be one thing that you'll see at some point, is that role swap and how they play positions. Everyone else is pretty much the same. Gade being kind of the main entry fragger for this team, and this time who's going to be leading the charge at B, as everyone's at B right now for North. Save for Yugi.
Maybe straight out. Find ships. Another player on the site will be Victor. He can't do anything, and UMP goes to town. The worst possible start for Windigo is becoming a reality. Hot off the back of losing their map, they are going to be a 3-0 deficit, looking to just save, looking to just hold on with a couple of weapons.
Yeah, I think they just really caught Windigo off guard. Windigo were probably expecting something slower and more default. Instead, what they got was just an explosion through the tunnels. Again, that's just North knowing that Windigo don't have that much utility. When you're doing a 3rd round buy for guns, the nades aren't going to be there to stop a B rush. You're not going to have any counter smokes or incendiaries in your face to deal with. So North just kind of leveraging that advantage to really good effects. They're now just trying to see if they can chase down these guns and stop them from being saved. AZ takes 1 down and both of them to add to his kill count. It's now 3 for him. And there you have it. Windigo in a lot of trouble. It seems very much deja vu, Vince.
And not only because we've casted Dust 15 times.
that is very true. Kind of want to change my name.
But yeah, I mean, point you're making is that it's another demolition of a start. Can't really argue against that whatsoever. It's been very comfortable. Flashbang planted to perfection. This time at least, Windigo do have the fact that they have got 8 kills in these first 3 rounds going for them. Last time they were just getting obliterated. At least they are standing and actually delivering some frag. I'm really clutching at straws for optimism here, Dust. I've got to be honest. He's just whistling down his mic.
Yeah, it's just
he's
there's
just having a
nothing
whistle.
here. There's just nothing here, man. That's just nothing. I just want to see when North settles into that default again. I think it's interesting to see Kirby, who's been an entry fragger pretty much his entire life, now kind of playing solo roles to help facilitate Valda wanting to make a transition. As he'll be working with Gade a lot to create openings alongside Yugi's AWP. AZ pretty much stays the same. He's always played outside long A. One of the cool things about North is they have a good long A spawn. They have some really cool pit isolation techniques with smoke grenades, but I'm not sure if we'll see it this round. They don't have a crazy good long A spawn. And also, I'm not sure if they just want to keep up the tempo at some faster paced plays. Looks like they are going to be leaning again very heavily towards B tunnels. Just Yuki being left behind towards middle. They're going to do that B rush play again.
They
okay,
are.
North.
And maybe send Kibi in first this time, because he does have the silenced SMG, so his life is going to be expendable. It's going to be forfeit. Ships has to smoke just to keep himself alive, but because he's stationary, Gade can capitalize. It's going to be another one. It's entries across the board. It's Gade gobbling them all up. And again, Windigo are like, what can we do?
Can you give me a goddamn break, North? That's probably what they're thinking. But not, I mean, probably in Bulgarian or something.
Or Turkish.
That is another thing yeah, that's another thing they bring up, right? Having to communicate in your second language with Calyx on the team. I know that Bubble and Victor did play with the Danish squad on Rogue a couple of years ago, and so they probably had to speak English in that team as well during that stint. I think that was 2017, wasn't it? Like early 2017, I'm pretty sure. They were playing with like Cadian Glace, I think. Can't remember who the other player. It might have been Gade actually. Terrorists win. I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, the Danish scene has changed rosters so much and it makes my head spin, to be honest. Especially at the lower levels. But I don't think you can say that North are a lower level team anymore. I mean, they're, as far as Danish teams go, I mean, they are right up there.
That was Tinsky. I was wrong.
Rest in peace, Yugi.
Yep.
The one weapon that Windigo have, that is a primary, has been called to action.
This is that pit isolation smoke wall I was talking about, though. Double smoke here on the long A corner. They'll use that quite a lot. The problem is they're doing it a man down. It helps them secure pit, though, at the very least. That's exactly what this was intended for. It's a smoke wall that's been around for a while. It doesn't get used as often, but North would really like to implement it. Meanwhile, though, Ships just runs through B tunnels and catches AZ. This round where Windigo weren't ideally decked out in equipment might still pull it off.
Still have to hold on with Desert Eagles by and large, but it is looking good, especially considering that a lot of the nades have now been used. There's a lot of damage being inflicted to Valda. Poison takes out Gade from behind, and now Poison is going to go in once again. He starts the round off, uses the AWP to devastatingly strong effect, and finishes with a 4K.
Finally, we're seeing Poison come alive, man. Where has it been? We've been needing to see that happen for Windigo to have a chance. Again, he's the big front runner next to Ships on this team. Ships will have a second AWP, usually the B rotator, so that means you're going to have a AWP on each bomb site, so something new that North must deal with. They finally have an AWP for Yugi. He hasn't had it much yet in his own right. Looks like they are going to, once again, put some pressure on Long A, but look at how fast Gade and Kirby are coming up catwalk. No way Windigo expects this. Holy...
Yeah, exactly. You can see he was in midair, had no idea what was coming up. Flashbang now into the eyes of Calyx. They can rearrange their stature, look to try and take him out of the equation. And Calyx is proving too much of a roadblock to handle. AZ's going to have to make a move from the backside and deal with him that way. Victor spraying with the AWP, claims the kill, but Kirby's going to face, and that's the bomb that's gone with it. Into the arms of the AWP-wielding Ships. That was not the play, Valda.
There's no smoke either to cover for him to come get this. He has to get the kills or take a huge dice roll. He jumps down, hops away, does get it, and both CTs are very low on HP. This is still winnable for KRB, but it's not going to be easy as there's a long A flank coming in now against him.
Did he just get there in time behind the box? I think he did. Ships has the AWP. He was looking up at the site, and Kirby just gets around the box. Again, it's going to come down to timing. If Kirby can peek out the right moment, that will be what wins the round for him. Yes, the manpower is in favor of Windigo, but they're both tagged up. They have a Molotov.
Does his barrel stick out? No, I think he's fine. But the molly. Oh.
Molotov into peak. Kirby gets one, but not two. There is no kit, but there is enough time.
It was close. If Kirby could have bought just a second or two more, he might have won that off of that, especially with the kit being right there towards the car. It would have had an insult to injury, but it was not required. Windigo do indeed get it. That's now 2 in a row for the majority Bulgarian team. Just a little Turkish flavor with Calyx there, standing in, of course, for blocker. Tactical pause coming in from North. They want to slow down this momentum right away and kind of talk things over. They still have a full buy. Gade able to drop an AWP over to Yugi. And they'll have full utility. Gade will be able to get a drop from Valda, I think, as far as an AK goes. Actually, might already have one on the floor for him to pick up. Indeed, he does.
Again, though, that round Dust really off the back of a very poor decision to peek down CT with the bomb.
Yeah. Especially after they did so well to catch a crazy timing coming up catwalk so fast when they had no idea, and they got absolutely blindsided, but still recovered thanks to a little bit of an error from North. And now we're in default territory. North is going to slow it down, not going to go for anything quick right off the bat. Just let Kirby hold down the tunnels. Valda will come through under, meet up with Yugi at middle. Gade pitching in as well, of course. So finally something standard to open up this round.
See how much Windigo respect this as well. They've used so much of their utility compared to nothing for North and Valda. And Yugi both open up mid. Bracket open with the AK and AWP frags. That leaves Ships. He has to be caught in two minds. Are they coming up mid? Are they going to be window or door? He's also just being very weary of the fact they could try a flank to counteract this. But North, to be fair, they're playing very passively. They're not actually biting down fully on going on B. This is so patient and it's going to pay off for Kirby. Ships goes peeking into their hands. They called this. They were a step ahead of Windigo. They knew the desperation peak would come to fruition at some point.
And this reset is going to hurt for Windigo. They've won 2. The loss bonus would be, what, 3? So, yeah, it's still not a lot of money to go around, though. Even after they save these 2 guns. And, well, there's one of them already off the board. AZ's found them. Just the op trying to be saved by Poison. You have to imagine North will chase at least a couple of their players.
Poison won't be saving the AWP either. So it is going to be very bare. You don't expect to see a buy here.
I mean, Ships is the only one that really has any money. There's just a little bit to go around for, like, FAMAS armor utility, but if you really want to get the rifles utility, AWP, you've got to save here. Just some upgraded pistols, maybe a few nades, maybe a few small armors. They're going to stack towards the A bomb site with 4 players. All pushing towards long A, but it's going to be avoided. But they could double back to site, and there could be a little bit of a duel that breaks out on this cat cross. But as I say that, Chips and Bubble starting to rotate the CT spawn.
Again, respect being shown. Goose has been spotted by Gate. Also the site. Gonna clean up the heads. Burning alive is Bubble. Bullets or flames, make your choice. Calyx Deagle does get the kill eventually. But the SG is there to contend with him, and it proves too much. Solid flick from Yugi, who goes twice in a row with headshots. North stomping towards a really solid half on the T side.
Back to a buy, though, as Windigo. Ships with the second AWP once more for the B-bomb site. Poison, not really sure where he'll want to go. Could go cat long, hold his ground middle. Who knows, really? Yugi still has his AWP as well, so we could see a straight-up duel at some point between the snipers. Default opening here from North. Valda moving quickly up to the box in mid, challenging Bubble and forcing him towards the B-bomb site. Meanwhile, though, Gage gets caught out at long. That was the difference. AZ, normally they're more passive. Gage goes for something aggressive and gets caught. It's going to hurt North a good bit.
Just what Windigo are looking for, though. First pick for what seems like the first time maybe on this map, at least hasn't happened too often. Molly onto site. Calyx has been there a couple of times, so it's going to force him back.
North now. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like we've seen this play a few times before today. The good old catwalk play.
They also, again, have 3 committed towards B, so it leaves A a little bit vulnerable. They could do the drop-down play and really make it hard on the op of Poison. Calyx, though, really helping out.
There's the up from Yugi, though. He's been firing on all cylinders. Poison up to the task. Equal to it and then some. AZ Molotov to the back of the site. There's 2 players pushing up catwalk anyway, so whatever happened, he was living on borrowed time.
And again, Valda, as soon as they start losing, calls it a timeout immediately. Wanting to really rally the troops back and kind of get a read on what's going on, what went wrong, what can they fix. Really, the only thing that happened there was just Gage trying to make a timing play, and he got caught and put North behind. This is where North will probably either just go for something together, like a, you know, smoke wall on long, take control of pit. They do have AZ and Kirby in good positions to go for a long A challenge. They could also just play default and slow it down, not do an extremities push, but focus more on just controlling catwalk or middle as a unit. There's nothing that they need to, like, really seriously adjust. It's not like they've been exploited consistently in one area.
True. been more of a case of the opening picks going the way of North, and they finally rectified that, and hey, what do you know? They actually ended up winning the round. Molotov into long. I do question how long it will be before North try to do one of those very fast, long executes again. It has been a while since they last pulled the trigger on it.
I think what they could be doing here is controlling Catwalk and going for that CT drop-down play. They like to run that play a lot, actually, where they smoke off spawn and run the CT slope up to the A ramp. They have plenty of utility to do that. They love their Molotovs and flashes as well to really make it hard on CTs to get vision and defend A and force them out of position. So that could be it, or mid B certainly could be in the cards. Something they like to mix in time to time. I mean, the thing is, Dust2, no one really plays it crazy unique. I mean, T's pretty much play it the same. It's just when and where you actually make the calls. But pretty much all the tactics on this map are found out.
Yeah, indeed. There's not a great deal of new tactics that can be deployed. This map, of course, has been around for quite some time, and the rework didn't change a great deal. It was more visual than anything else.
It's going to be the drop play, Vince.
It is. Valda's going to be going in first. Through the smoke, he will fall, and Gade has his back covered. Poison was trying to use the shadows of the smoke to his advantage. Valda onto bubble. Plant incoming. North gonna have an 8-3 lead. Windigo just want to save on B site.
That play is so difficult to deal with, and North executes it so well. And it's cool to see North the one leading it, or excuse me, Valda the one leading it, because again, normally a lurker, but this is an adjustment he's made as the in-game leader. And he just runs through and finds so many good kills. Victor just trying to save a gun here, but he is getting boxed in from tunnels and window, and he will fall to AZ. So nothing saved. Money is quite low. And North are... I mean, every single time Windigo get a little bit of something going, North calls a timeout, comes back, wins the round. Puts a screeching halt to the tracks of Windigo.
Yeah, Windigo going to call another timeout. I think they only have one left.
Yeah. Tournament lies on the line, obviously. North has a safety net of a third map next to their ultimate destruction on Overpass against Windigo. Looking for that rematch against Vitality in the lower bracket finals if they were able to take this map, Vince. It's obviously the team that knocked them down here. It was a very close game. I believe that was on Overpass 16-14 for Vitality that caused North to have to travel to the lower bracket. Vitality came down a little bit later.
Four-player stack on long. They're going hard on this, and what little utility that they have, they're tossing into long for the time being. They still have a little bit left over. Flashing to mid. There was a smoke down there previously, tossed by Windigo to cross for ships.
It was actually the other way around, by the way. I got my teams mixed up there. It was North who knocked Vitality down in the opening round on Overpass.
Either way, if they win, it's going to be a grudge match.
Yep. It's very close game.
Ooh, Ships feels like he has to make a play happen. He's all by himself. Org by his side. There's one. There's just too many angles for him to watch out for. The fact he even got one kill is pretty impressive. But of course, that does put a full stop at the end of this round. It is going to go the way of the Danes once more. They can have a 9-3 lead already on their T half.
North are just finding these gaps so well, man. They're just surgical strikes on these different splits they're doing. This time it's mid-B. Efficient with their entries. Just Yugi needed this time with an AWP, but the pressure they were putting by splitting B was just so great. And they'll save 4 guns at least. Well, really just 3. Deagle only for Calyx, and money is just so low, man. The way these rounds have gone back and forth has really stopped them from being able to massively build up their loss bonus. And, I mean, you had, what, Poison Bubble on $0, Victor on 50. I mean, yeah, they carry the 3 guns. They'll be able to, you know, have Calyx buy a weapon. Ships will have something small to use, like a FAMAS or something, perhaps. Not ideal, though, is the point. Not even close.
No, and it hasn't really afforded Poison too many chances with the AWP, but when he has had the AWP, he has been effective with it. He's on 10 kills. Nearly double anyone else on his team. Only one shy of the top frag, which is Kirby. So this is really where the lack of finances has stung Windigo.
Oh no, look at this, Vince. to P rush with the 4-man stack A.
Yeah, this time it's Bubble instead of Ships that's on B by himself. Even if this Famas can carve through a kill, it's not going to stop the bomb from being planted. The gamble does not work.
Let's wrap it up and run it again, Vince. Save your guns at A. We'll try it again next time.
I feel like I've seen this
Actually,
before.
unreal. It's unreal how North is just finding these gaps every single time. It's just they have the book and they're reading it.
Ugh. It doesn't make for the most entertaining watching, but I mean, you can't deny how efficient this has been from North on their T side. It has been pretty much textbook performance. This is why we were worried, Dust, as well, when Overpass went against Windigo. We didn't think it would be an easy task to bounce back on Dust2 against North.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big thing, you know, watching North to this LAN, because this is obviously their first really big tier 1 tournament with Valdez, the in-game leader, and Yugi on board. I mean, obviously they played the EPL group where they beat out Navi, Heroic, and Big. They only dropped 1 map out of 6 in that group and made the finals, including beating, you know, the number 3 ranked, or maybe not number 3 anymore, but certainly a top 5 team in Navi. That was a really big statement from them as kind of a debut for this lineup. But we wanted to see, you know, what is going to happen once they actually play a big tournament with Valdez, the in-game leader. Will he still be able to frag? Will the team operate well and experience in-game leader? I mean, so far so good, I think, has been the story.
So far so good. Pretty accurate. Has to be said. Poison, though, he does have the up. We said this is where he is strong. This is where he can turn the tides of the rounds on their head. Maybe just a couple of twists and turns left.
Oh, they're going to use the smoke to load up a bunch of mollies into the site. This is kind of a vitality play.
Molotov to the back of the site. Going to be landing on Poison. Ships, though, comes in. Both of the ops are actually over on B. Gives them that one tap potential. Yugi, in the meanwhile, though, is going to make short work of Poison. Now the cavalry arrives. Molotov down to window. Bomb still hasn't been planted, but will be momentarily. Safe spot behind the pillar. Now Yugi going to re-smoke onto doors. Plenty of nades still left, though. They have an incendiary, which is going to be tossed over where Kirby resides. No, instead he tossed it on the window? Bubble? What? That actually just hurts you.
No, it helps his B-Tunnels players. They wanted to push him out so B-Tunnels could peek this guy, but actually it fades away before they can get out, and he just gets back in the corner.
Valda now going to go down next. It's all down to Yugi. He's stuck at the back of the site. Here we go with the defuse. Is it going to be enough time? It's a close one, but it's done. They've got it. Windigo going to have a successful retake. A 3v4 retake, and they don't lose any plays. Fair enough.
Yeah, well handled. Now they actually have 3 AWPs. Maybe one more than they need, but since it's last round, they have plenty of money to also buy a rifle that can be juggled. Obviously, North will go for multiple snipers as well in the final round. It's the classic shoot gallery in middle. Who wins? Nobody. I guess the CTs technically win because they got across without taking damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I just watched that back. I was confused. From my perspective, it looked like the Molotov landed on window, but didn't extend down below to the players that was hiding there. So I was really confused. Either way, though, Windigo hoping to end in winning ways. This would be 2 rounds in a row. 10-5 would be the worst thing.
No, that's true. Especially the way this half started. We're down 0-5 and still may be able to get 5 rounds out of the half.
Molly onto the sniper spot. Bubble still hanging around, but just at the back part of the site rather than close.
Feels like it might be that cat drop down play again. But easily could transition mid B as well.
Made onto catwalk a little bit too premature. Does tag gate, but nobody else. And they're still going to be pushing in nonetheless. And with 3 AWPs, if they do miss that first volley of bullets, things are going to get awkward. Things are going to get spicy. North now funneling out one after another. 2 players on the site, one of which is Bubble. It's a complete collapse. A capitulation on the A side. And Ships can do very little from this. He's going to be coming up Xbox, making so much noise. Yugi's there with the Desert Eagle. Misses so many bullets, though. Yugi, you've got to land one of those. But now they know where he is. He does have full grenades. Going to make sure that no one's at Goose. There's another flash down into CT. And Gate has him on the cross with a one-tap 11 for half.
Yeah, that's just a textbook cat drop-down play, man. It's so hard to manage that. You not only have to worry about the cat cross and potentially long A, but now you have to worry about them running up the CT slope. Too many angles to handle at once. Valda efficient on the entries, and that gives them an 11th round. Well done, North. They called a great T-side. Never allowed more than 2 in a row from their opponent. They're already 1 map up as well and dominating here on Dust2. This could be over shortly. Let's Windigo really rise to the occasion. But that's going to be a break coming up from us, folks. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Well, the first half was a lesson on Dust2, taught beautifully by North. Now they move through to the CT side. Windigo, already a map down, simply have got to come out swinging from this point, or they are going home early. This could be the last half that we cast tonight. Obviously, we have more best of 3s coming at you tomorrow. But let's see if Windigo can pull this one off, Dust. They're going to be playing very fast.
Yeah, and they might catch a great timing here, because there's a lot of commitment from long A for North on 3 of their players, so it's just these 2 defending B.
One of which is
gone.
He's died. Yep. Ships, okay.
Bye-bye.
Not bad. Pretty tasty flick headshots. So I guess the Bulgarians and Calyx aren't done just yet. Maybe they have a few more twists and turns ahead of us, a few more chapters to be written. Bubble, close range, Valda, likely to check the spot, but there are 2 players here, so even if he gets this first, Poison should retaliate, and he does. The tunnel's now been shut down. Poison going to put his attention now elsewhere. Kirby waiting and hoping they're going to start to push him 1 by 1. They do, but he runs out of bullets. So Windigo will take the second pistol.
Yeah, it's very fortunate. You know, they threw rock, North threw scissors. And that allows the Bulgarians here to march to 5. Definitely feel like they needed that just to survive. Not really necessarily getting any type of advantage, but just to hang around. We will see the rifles being bought up, a couple of MAC-10s as well, a fully safe North. The MAC-10 should be totally fine to rack up some dollars. Though with another B tunnels rush, may not see it come into play. Poor AZ, his cap's hanging out.
Yeah, just catch a couple of pixels protruding around the box. A stack on A. Bit of easy pickings even at range with the MAC-10. It's mainly SMGs that are bagging the frags, which is good news for Windigo. It's going to be a flawless round. North on the back foot. Just what Windigo are hoping for.
Full buy coming into fruition, though now. Rifles across the board for North. There are a couple of players who are just going to have half armor and Yugi with none, so that means that MAC-10 on bubble can still be pretty effective depending on who it meets. Ooh, Gate taking a little bit of damage. Another big stack from North towards A, just trying to make sure they have control of long, and it could just be a huge B rush. Luckily this time Kirby's actually doubling back through spawn fast enough, and Valda might push long all the way out, so this could get really scary for Windigo, depending on when Valda decides to keep marching forward towards T-spawn.
He is perched up. As soon as the call comes out that they're spotted in mid or B, I think he will start to rotate around the back of them. Another smoke has been deployed. Kirby and AZ both in close enough proximity to make this work. And Gade gonna hold his ground for a while. Does a frag and also dinks Calyx down to 28. So he's done a pretty solid job, all things considered. But again, it is this call that's gonna yield so much. As a dink lands onto Poison partially through the wall, so he's not gonna go down. But that flank from Valda is going to yield very, very little. And North going to save with their AWP and 2 Orgs.
Yeah, their whole retake hinged on that working. If Valda could have gotten that kill and gotten B tunnels control and got them a man advantage, the retake was on. But without that and without AZ, you know, he was trying to catch a couple of kills with some quick peeks through a window. That didn't happen either. So every little attempt that North made at trying to knock down the doors just didn't happen. So well done by Windigo. That's another round for them. North will save these 3 guns, they hope. There might be some chase given, though. Certainly bubbles in the area. But won't be able to buy too much around whatever they hold on to. Let's go get that AK. Nah, they just want to keep the odds and not risk it, of course.
Yeah, they couldn't be sure that there was another player following up. Not worth the risk. they're going to force behind this? I mean, you'd assume that they will with this sort of firepower. But no, actually just evening it out. They're all around the $2,000 mark, so they could get another buy in the next round. Especially with a 4-round buffer as well. I think if maybe they were 11-7 down, they might go for this, but not up.
Looks like it might be another B rush. Gade, by the way, is kind of new to playing B. Valda have been playing this with AZ in the past, but they've made a swap. Gade's going to get tested again here real soon. He's boosted, though.
CZ, close range, runs out of bullets, but they've already got 2 kills. AZ's able to perch up on window and deliver another fatal blow, but again, it's going to be a bomb plant on B. This time, with the player advantage, they may think about going for it, but this is where the lack of kits and the lack of nades does become a bit of a body blow. I think you probably send Valda in, see if he can get a kill. If Tax actually faces this, though, it could be curtains. Poison with the SG. Returns fire. And it's a 50-50 guess, and he guesses correctly. That is going to hurt North significantly. And Windigo just about get their 4th round in a row in the T-half.
North do have the money to buy back up here. Will there be a second AWP for AZ? He likes to do that over towards the B bomb site. Indeed, he will. Yugi will have his over towards middle or A, whatever he so chooses. So this is something new that Windigo will have to deal with. And that could be exactly how to stop the B tunnel's pressures, having an op perched on the platform. Long A being contested here by the CTs in a big way, but it's all a ruse. Windigo just wanted to pull their attention. They're really shuffling back towards B again. There's no support for A's events. His rotation so far away. It depends on how fast Windigo attack, though. Gade and company are on their way back, but look above him. He's cutting it off.
Yeah, both teams have really liked the idea of just putting one player on B. It was the same issue that Windigo were running into on their CT side. At what point do North send a second player over here? And even AZ's not on the site itself. He's playing window. He keeps going back in for B.
Felt pressure to make a play, Vince. It doesn't work out, and now these 3 guns likely just have to try to save. It's the same old show, Vince. I have to say, though, Windigo are really good on dumping so much utility at long to really sell it to North that they were going to go for it, which held them in place for so long. It allowed Windigo to get pushed through double doors, be able to cut off any assistance towards B, and then just isolate AZ, who was all alone. It was a well-constructed round from Windigo. They must be praised for how well they used their utility, how well they faked out North.
Let's hold on to the AUG. And also got the AWP alongside it. Can upgrade to an AK if he so chooses. A lot of players, though, especially on Dust2, would actually prefer the AUG because of the scope at range. I don't know about that, Peak Chief, but maybe feeling a bit vulnerable from a long push. Kia B, not necessarily the first name that comes to mind when you'd say AWP. But he's got it done, to be fair to him.
He's a primary,
every single Windigo player replenish their guns.
Sign him up, man. New primary op. Tactical timeout coming in from Valley. He's timed out these timeouts really well, I feel like, and he's made good use of them throughout the first half, but this is a lot of a taller task given that the money is just really not there. They will obviously be able to do pistol armor. They'll be able to get the AWP back to Yugi, and they can try to create some type of play. Maybe quick cat Yugi, let him do something out in middle. That could be one thought. Obviously, he has a good spawn to challenge long. The other question is when to go just keep rushing B, as they did on Overpass. Man, oh man, it's getting wild now. This is starting to get dangerously close. The big lead's gone.
Well, if ever there was a time to put 2 players on B, it would probably be now, to be fair, with pistols, but...
Here we go.
It's going to be Gade. Seems like Gade only. 5-7, though. A real powerhouse at close range, and Gade shows why. Bullet put straight between the eyes, bubble lock in the air, turns his attention elsewhere, and now it's another retake on B. Ships is also rummaged around the back. He's going to take the AWP away. And that was the valuable weapon that they wanted to desperately bodyguard. Valda did make a move around the back, but basically going to be nothing gained from this.
It's the same thing over and over again. Valda's done this every single time. He's just come through T-spawn. The problem is I feel like every single time that AZ or someone tries to peek window to get that one kill to try to get the man advantage, it never works. Like, Windigo are always on top of it. Gade constantly is only getting 1 kill and getting traded. It's actually crazy to me how often they've left Gate alone at B. Like, this is not normal. Normally, there's at least some type of rotator outside the B bomb site for assistance.
Yeah, it really seems like an oversight on North's side. I really like to see in the next round play a second person either in like mid B side on the scaffolding, somewhere
Or
close
boosted
where they can quickly
spawn,
rotate.
something. I feel like I'm just watching Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, I mean, especially as that was Windigo's problem as well on their CT side. But let's see. Let's see if they do listen. Let's see if they have realized this for themselves.
I like to see Yugi's AWP get more proactive, man. I'd love to see him just go make a play. He's definitely a very aggressive guy and very capable. Quick cat him, do something. We are going to have a long A challenge here from Windigo. They're changing it up.
This may backfire though because it's a 3-player stack. Valdo at 2 and making a 3rd. Leading by example.
Peace.
That wasn't the play for Windigo. They may think about going back to B after that one. And it has been a complete landslide in favor of the Danes.
Yeah. That's one of those things where you're playing rock, paper, scissors against someone and they've thrown rock like 4 times in a row. You're like, surely they won't do it again. And this time they didn't. They went for it, and that long A trap that North has had so many rounds in a row finally pays off. Right when Windigo were about to tie up the game, North holds them off at the pass. Keeps their lead. It's going to be another long A challenge, Vince.
Excellent flashbang. Ships missed the second kill. Should have had it. Fortunately, he had the help of poison. And they did go for long again after being totally swiped away. Because of the spawns with the AWP and the likes of ships, they wanted to go for it. So far, so good. Just double checking the card. No one's there. Taking control over A through Catwalk additionally. And North gonna save.
That's a big gun off the board already, though, from KRB. So it looks like only 2 guns are going to get saved at this point. Neither of which are going to be the AWP that they want so desperately to bring over. Loss bonus is still there in spades, though, for North. So they'll be able to buy around these 2 guns just fine, given the amount of money that Valda still has in his pocket. It's not really been the concern, though. It's about winning rounds. They've only won 1 this entire half, and 7 to Windigo, 6 in a row at the beginning. Starting to look like a repeat performance, but the roles reversed from the first half.
Yeah, lonely round for North on their CT side. It's been so very one-sided once the roles reversed. We're wondering if it would be enough rounds after Windigo only got 4 on their CT side. Well, the answer is pretty clear. Yes. Yes, it is going to be enough. At least to make this a competitive match. Smokes trying to buy up North enough time to save the weapons. If they do lose all of these, it would really sting their buy going into the next round. AK would be a nice little addition to their arsenal, but it's not going to happen. AZ's been found by Poison's Glock.
Yeah. Also, just giving an update on the other game going on the mainstream. It's Furia taking on Fnatic. Furia won the first map. They're on Nuke now. It's very early days over there, so just want to give you a quick little tab on what's going on. Now we're back into the North versus Windigo. Still able to fully buy as North. Ogs across the board. Yugi has his trusty AWP. Long A challenge from North. They'll get it for free as Windigo are back to B, Vince. The difference being is that hopefully Gate's going to have some more assistance. AZ's very close by. Even KRB is leaning towards CT spawn.
That's certainly correct, but can AZ survive long enough to help? If he does peek and loses his life in mid, then that's going to cut off Gate from the rest of his team. They are positioning with some flashbangs over there, so AZ is going to be tried and tested momentarily. Now they're going to start to barrel out. There's going to be Molotov greeting them. He's going to pull back.
Ooh, poison!
And now KRB's going to get double spray. Chips and Victor in the meanwhile. Outside of the mid doors. Smoke is going to be so frustrating. They want to get through there. They want to see some action. That's a solid nade onto KRB. But there's so many players around here. They know the bomb is in position as well. So North going to get their second round on the CT side.
It was the battle of mid, and North won it big time. That one incendiary pretty much won the entire round. It killed Poison and did a lot of damage to the other 2. It gave KRB time to get through spawn and assist. And The crossfire absolutely destroys. That was such a well-timed incendiary from AZ. A second later, he probably gets caught with his pants down, and that's a different story. Obviously, Counter-Strike a game of milliseconds, and AZ timed it out just right, and they again hold off Windigo from tying up the game. Every time Windigo gets close, North keeps them at an arm's reach. And now, Windigo are actually running a little bit dry on funds, Vince. They buy down what they can, but it's an AWP, a Galil, some pistols. They're trying to chase after North's bad economy, what they perceive to be a bad economy. But if they lose this, they don't really have much to challenge when North goes for map point and series point at that. It'd be a forced buy to survive for Windigo. That's not ideal.
Last play. Poison, how does he get that kill? Straight up B rush. Kirby and Yugi are here. There's another Deagle frag to the name of ships. And Kirby goes down too. This is ridiculous. An up rush. Not something you say very often. Poison's made it work.
Talked about a game of milliseconds, Vince, and there's that. Poison kind of beats out the utility, charges forward, gets 2 kills, and pushes outside of B to just continue to hold North off. So well done by Windigo there, and they'll hold on to 2 AWPs going into the next round. Valda just trying to save the AUG. Again, money should be all right for North, given what money they still have in their wallets and what the loss bonus is going to bring them, but man, oh man, this game's getting really, really tense. It looked like North were just about to walk away with a quick 2-0, but now all of a sudden Windigo are right at the heels of the Danes.
The thing is, in that round, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't North have 3 players on B as well?
They had 2 and 1 really close by. They also had good nades. I think they nade stacked it. They had at least 2 HEs come in and do decent damage to a couple of Windigo's players. It's just, again, Poison got such a sick timing out the exit. Really caught North off guard, even after a couple of kills came in for North. I thought they need to commit even more utility to B tunnels at this point, man. Like, get a smoke up on it. Really slow that down if it's going to happen. Give yourself time to control long, understand what's happening there, and then get that assistance over to B. I mean, obviously, Windigo could just push through the smoke. You got to worry about that, but at least make it more difficult on them. They're able just to basically dry peek out without much to worry about other than 1 rifle in their face. You have the money to be committing utility at B like that. It's going to be a B rush again, probably, man. I mean, that's the way it looks right now. 3 players from Windigo already towards the B tunnels, 1 up mid.
Hey, it's far too early to realistically deal with Windigo anyway. Still, again, they do have players in close enough proximity to dart across the B, if that's what the call is. This does leave Valda close in the doors. Maybe trying to bait out as though he's not there with that Molotov.
It's a good position for him to have. It frees up his other players to focus more on short and maybe even assist through mid. So this could be exactly what North needs to feel more comfortable in their defense. But Windigo have been so on point this half. Poison at 24 kills. He's starting to show you what you'd expect from him.
Yeah, wasn't really afforded the chance to have impact on Overpass, but now on Dust2, he is shining. Double smokes onto CT side. They're certainly trying to apply the pressure. AZ round the corner. Again, he can see Pixels. Calyx in hot pursuit. There's nothing Gate can do there. North are collapsing on this B side. This is such a vulnerability. A liability. They're not even going to be able to save weapons, it looks like. Only Valda's left.
It's not looking good, Vince. At least not for North. Windigo are on top of things, and North is keep getting exploited. That time they had Kirby on Cat for a quick rotation. They had Valda deep long to quickly flank. They were trying again to just play retake B. The thing is, if you're going to play retake B, you've got to get something out of the initial defense. Like, AZ needs to get a kill there on their platform. Gade needs to be able to, you know, pick one route and really hold on to that. If he could just focus on middle, get that kill, stay alive, that could have given you a chance, but they're just not getting anything on those initial frags. They're just folding. And now Windigo, they're just going to rush B again. Why wouldn't you? You know North's money is low. You know that they don't have any utility. It should be easy pickings. This time, though, they slow it down and route through lower. And look at this. North are in prime position to be able to rotate very quickly to B and help out. And they've done some good nade damage.
solid nade in the end, the chunk, but again, is it going to be enough? It does feel like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Smokes over towards CT side. There are pistols and 3 players just set up for this very play. This could get a bit sketchy. This could get a bit sticky. But 2 of them are smoked out. Calyx gonna spray through there. Not anticipating a second player pushing in. Yugi and AZ both getting frags. Now Gate at the top. He's gonna be trying to bait out these teammates. What a shot by Poison though. Mid-air with a Desert Eagle crushing Gate. And Windigo take the lead.
That did have the potential to get very hairy, Vince. I mean, the way that CTs were positioned, they had a chance. They did significant damage, even got a few kills, but just not quite enough. Poison not allowing that to get out of control. North, though, back onto a full buy. Can try to tie this thing right back up, but Windigo are very much on their way to a 3rd map, and Poison, the guest shot through the smoke, catches the dome of AZ. Softens up the B defense, going to force North to scramble and really have to think about their rotations more carefully. It's a big, big catch from Poison. He's very fortunate to have found it.
Yugi trying to stable the ship that is clearly about to capsize. And Bubble's gonna catch them. Both looking towards Catwalk on Long. No one watching Long at all. I want to also highlight that in the last round, by the way, Valda tried to call a timeout, and they've already used all of their tactical timeouts. So all that tells Windigo is they're struggling. They're trying to figure out a way to deal with it, and then they don't get the timeout too. That's going to be a big edge psychologically and confidence-wise.
I'm just actually so surprised that North has been shocked by all these B hits. I mean, I was watching some of the Windigo demos in preparation for this tournament, and when I watched them play Dust2, it's very evident they love to do these B tunnels attacks and these mid-B splits. They favor it. It's very similar to their overpass with their very heavy-handed B. I realize that you have to respect the fact that they could at any point in time fight for long A control based on some type of spawn-based timing or something like that. Like, yeah, you've got to respect that side, but you also need to take care to make sure that your B defense is stout enough to handle the relentless aggression Windigo are going to levy on that side of the map, and I feel like North have never been up to the challenge on that. And I feel like it should have been very evident that they were going to have to deal with it.
Well, it could very well be going the distance. Auto Sniper picked up the Poison.
Yeah, map to be trained, by the way. Be something we haven't casted yet in a while.
Through the Molotov, Bubble's going to go, and it's the weakest of the weapons that dispatches of him. Finally, they're going to be able to bolster up their B defense, but can they hold the line? They've been in these positions before. Have North finally cracked the B problem, the B conundrum? It's looking like it. Calyx last player left. Gonna deal with Gade first off. There is a weakened Kia B next to the car. Calyx now drilled down to 21. Surely this isn't possible. To add insult to injury, he's got a player moving around in tunnels. He's running out of bullets. And he will be put down. We are going to go the full 30 rounds. The question is, can North take us to overtime?
We haven't had overtime yet, Vince, have we? At least I don't think so on the secondary stream.
No. We had a couple close games, but not overtime.
Yeah. So it might be in the cards for us, Vince. Especially considering that Windigo, despite all those victories, actually are really limited on utility here. And Chips is just on a Deagle, Calyx is just on a Galil, so they are limited. They're going to go for the B-Tunnels play again. Once again, no surprise. This is very typical Windigo things. North has that same B defense they had last round, which was fruitful for them. So it could happen for them again. It could very well be overtime if they hold.
Yeah, I feel like this is the best kind of strat to use against Windigo. Have one player long, one around cart, and then a player towards mid and 2B. Yeah, this time they got a player on scaffolding, but it seems like the best way of repelling these pushes. Bubble's going to try and fake out as though a catwalk play is imminent to try and draw away one of those players from B or mid. Going to force Valda's hand to smoke out long. But the important part of this with Windigo about to press the button to aggress is that there's 3 players here. Are they going to get caught though? They come out without flashbangs. That is going to get the better of AZ, but Gade is going in with kills of his own. Here's Kirby. He had the element of surprise, but for no longer. Gets hooked on the cross. Why is he peeking without his teammates pushing him with him? Single line to his death. Valda and Yugi now have to try and pick up the slack. Let's switch across to the Galil, keep the automatic weapons in play. Yugi trying to land something through the doors, but nothing's there. No nades for the CTs. There is a HE and a flashbang in the hands of Ships, but he's just playing this passively. There is a kit for Yugi, but they need to start getting onto the site. There's the first kill, and Valda connects onto Ships. There's enough time for the defuse. We're headed to overtime.
Oh man, extra rounds, it's going to be, Vince. I was really thinking a map 3 was going to be coming sooner than this. Just North were having so many struggles with Windigo's B attacks, but they finally make the adjustment towards the end to ensure that we are going to see OT. It's going to be a race to 19. 18-18 means a second overtime, and I think DreamHack does 16K, if I'm not mistaken, from their other events that I've worked at.
I believe so. We'll find out. Yes, okay.
So economy is not as much of a factor in overtime because of that. You typically are going to have plenty of money even if you lose a couple of rounds. Unless you go like crazy amount of snipers or something. But it's just double op for each side.
It seemed like North patched up their B problems, so does that mean that Windigo now starts to try to get into A long?
No.
There was another place where North had some issues, but not for this round at least.
Maybe if they had something like a really good spawn for it, they would attract him, but definitely still leaning heavily towards the B tunnels, but could look to pressure middle rather than go tons. Or maybe even cross up to the Cat. They've taken a lot of damage though on Calyx with that grenade, and Kirby's already rotating back towards Cat to help the A defense. North are well positioned for this attack. They never really dealt with the Cat attack before.
No, it's for one play that is so default on so many teams. Windigo really haven't done it too often. So this may actually catch North off guard. They only have Yugi watching it right now. There's going to be flashes coming down. There's no secondary player. They are going to have a rotation from Valda and Gage from CT. He is going to be able to get the kill from Calyx, and now Kirby can move around the back of them. It's a very fast pincer movement. Headshot onto Poison, finalized by Kirby, looking for more. And maybe this is why we haven't seen the catwalk play yet, because it's yielded nothing. Only a bomb plant, which really doesn't mean a great deal when there's 16K on the table in overtime.
Yeah, North handled that to perfection, man. Kirby's so good with his rotation through CT spawn. I think also the big thing that hurt was when Windigo smoked CT to do the drop-down play. Before the smoke even deployed, they had already dropped, and so Gade basically got a free kill through spawn with an AUG. And then, yeah, you had Yugi at Car. He never really got severely threatened. None of the utility that Windigo were pouring into the side or ramp was affecting him because he's, again, just sitting behind the car, just kind of dodging all of it. So North just really shut that down in a big, big way. Now what?
Well, no fast long push, at the very least. Not from the beginning of the round.
Are they running a default fence?
Looks like it.
Whoa.
This is where Valda's position that he's been in constantly pushing up on long doors could actually prove to be fruitful. Because they've hit B so many times, he hasn't been called upon action. You can see the shadows around the corner. There's one. Expand through those doors, though. Molotov down. Is it going to spread to him? I don't think it is.
Smoke
One save would finish him
yeah.
off. Yeah, the smoke is going to save him. And they give up. Like, fair enough, dude. You got the kill. We're out of here.
The thing is, he's flanked through longs fast so many times through T-spawn. They probably knew that he's been playing in this spot, even if they weren't hitting it. So they certainly were aware, but Valid still wins the fight. Oh, the timing to peek through as well. He could flank Cat. They won't expect this.
Now go and cut again. This time Gates not in position to stop them on the cross through CT, but they have called that this rotation was possible. Now it's Kirby last time that was very fast up Xbox, and I think that was what would be in the back of their mind fresh. Caused them a lot of problems. Yugi didn't even bother challenging. As soon as he saw them starting to flash over, he just pieced out, waited for the rest of his team to arrive. So he's joined by Kirby now on long. Poison, in the meanwhile, can hear bullets, but Gade actually drops him. I was sure that Poison in this kind of form would be fine. Kirby's going to watch cards just to make sure his teammates are okay. Digs his teammate in the back of the head, but claims the frag. There's no nades for Windigo either. Ships is going to have to come out swinging, sticking onto the site. It's
no way.
Any second now, but not quite. And the terrorists are going to get the kills going their way, and the round will follow.
Yeah, I kind of wish Valdo would have waited for them to start committing to the site before he flanked. They were still all bunched up on Cat and wary of a flank due to Valdo's forward position at long. So I feel like he kind of missed an opportunity. You can't blame him. He probably felt like he was going to catch them way off guard, but it just didn't work out that way. And now it's all tied up again. North almost got the retake, but not quite. Windigo keeps it even. And they're going to go back to their trusty B play, Vince. Not surprised. Can they stop it, though, on the north side this time around? No. Nope. Out of here.
All the nade. Wilder again with the rotation. Going to be cut off. Poison this time in lower tunnels. It's not an angle he's played in very often when the B site was taken, so it's going to catch Kirby unaware. Last round of the first half of overtime. And it looks as though Windigo are going to battle back. They're going to have the lead going into the second half. Yo, Valda. Bruh.
Yeah, I don't know if he just knew there was no way he was going to get it. He was just kind of taking this time to maybe talk to his team. I wouldn't say like a timeout, but I don't know. Just like, yeah, I'm definitely not getting this, guys, but let's just kind of chat a little bit. Or it's also possible that he misread what round it was and thought that he was going to save. I don't know. Either way, Windigo with the advantage going into the second half of this overtime. They just need 2 more to get to 19 in a map 3. North would have to win out from this point forward if they wanted to take care of it here and now, or we could see the split for an overtime too.
Will say,
of course. Yep, go on.
I think you were just about to say this actually, but I was going to say North's T side was far better than their CT side.
I actually literally wasn't going to say that, so you nailed it. All right, I guess I was actually going to say both teams that favor the T side. So
Flashbang. Good to actually stop Easy from losing his life, but actually just delays inevitable. Valda 5 HP, gonna save himself with that smoke. 1 tick and he was dead. And comes back out and lands the kill. There's a Molotov trajectory of that. They know he's in the ramp. And they've got him dead to rights. 2 ops remain. They're gonna be slow peeking. Yugi makes short work of ships.
How is Valda still alive?
I honestly
he
have
dodged
no idea.
So much fire and utility, and then even got a kill after the fact. And that's the round dealt with. North tied it right back up. We're all even again. Anyone's game now. Or we split for another overtime. All the rounds on Dust2, Vince. How many rounds of Dust2 do you reckon we've casted the last couple of weeks?
Feels like a billion, doesn't it?
It's a great game, though, man. I'm so glad that Windigo challenged this and North didn't just steamroll a 2-0. It's nice to see a close contest. Multiple snipers in effect for Windigo. Obviously, just making the bulk use of the 16K start money. I'm sure there's a rifle lying around the trade for Bubble.
Yeah, triple up setup has been used a couple times by Windigo, not necessarily to strong effect. Molotov down. Bubble actually decides not to try and go for that first peek into the drop. Instead, he's going to be more static on the car.
Kind of wonder if North's going to go for the cat drop play again. Every time they've gone default and they've doubled up cat like this, that's typically the end goal. But again, mid B is very much still in the cards as well. But as KRB drifts towards lower tunnels to middle, it really does feel like they're going to try to do the cat spill out. They've been successful with it in regulation multiple times, so it's not surprising they'd trust in it here and now in a key round. There's more defense here, though, Vince. 1 on the goose, 1 ramp, or actually car, and 1 tucked into pit. So it's going to be harder to make this work.
Certainly. 2 of the ops are actually positioned over on mid and B. It's only 1 op here. Here come the flashes into the drop. Molotov back towards Goose. Bubbles changed his angle of attack. Gets 1, and then somehow gets a 2nd. I have no idea how he's still alive. Albeit very low. He's smoking onto the site to try and buy up some time for this plant. And Kirby will be getting the bomb planted. But ships round the side with 1 and a 2nd. And this catwalk push has been laid to rest. There is going to be a map point now for Windigo.
And that's exactly what the cat drop play is designed to try to deal with, is not allowing the long A corner opper to be able to get multiple frags. You want to limit him to one because he has to pick and choose between the cross and the CT slope. But somehow Bubble gets two, and that really is the big difference maker in how that round goes, I feel like. Normally, North adds another smoke on the corner to stop an opper from being able to peek into them, but they didn't in that round. Oh, but Yugi's found poison, so North might just hang around for a second overtime. They're going to rush B off the back of that pick, and Chips is going to be all alone. If they push past his fire, he's in a lot of trouble unless he can opt them down.
I feel like it'd have to be a collat, though. Get 2 for 1. To give himself enough time to put another bullet in the chamber. They haven't fully bit down on this, though. They feel like it could be a fake. Their ships, though. Easiest of peaks, and Yugi's going to be punished. Flashbangs now landing in his eyes. Oh my goodness, that looked like it was harder to miss for Ships.
What?
How is he still alive? How the hell did he get 2 kills out of that? He's also stalled long enough for Calyx to get there and get a kill. This may actually be heading to a third map after all. After that opening pick, it looks so likely that we're in second overtime. Molotov's not going to spread to Kirby, so he can plant that bomb no problems. They boost over, but no one's at the back part of the site, and this is some 200 IQ play. Valda round the side, he's gonna get rewarded. They're still boosted up. It's gonna be 2 frags for Valda, and it's gonna be second overtime. What a rotation that is.
It's a game that never ends, Vince, and man, you gotta love it. At least it's good Counter-Strike. We've been seeing some great plays from both of these teams. It's getting scrappy at times. We've seen cool executes. We've seen dry peaks, scrappy aggression. We've really gotten a bit of everything in this game. What we haven't gotten, though, is someone being able to lock up their CT side enough to be able to get the victory. Both teams have struggled to handle their opposition on the attack. And now the race is to 22. 21-21 to another overtime. Again, 16K, so the economy not much of a factor. Every team gets to throw all they've got at each other.
Down. Chips actually has to play more forward. Hear the footsteps around the corner. Oh, AZ through the doors, takes his head off though. A 1-for-1 trade is going to favor North. Anticipating that perfect, precise spray. On the back foot again. They're keeping Poison alone on B. He is the big threat though, the big danger. Bubble also coming through from the CT side, peering eagle-eyed. Let's land a leg shot onto AZ, who drops to 23.
Oh, he didn't get the smoke doors away. He wanted to. He got extinguished by the fire, but it might help him still get the top peak middle.
Yeah, he'd still be favorite in that encounter, especially as AZ is so low.
We'll avoid each other for now, though. Vince and North are going to be ganging up. They might do the pit isolation play, smoke wall off the corner, try to just focus down Calyx, who won't have any support from Victor, who's playing over here towards the ramp. That would be definitely what they needed to get even more of an edge in this round. Fake mid-smoke.
Well, the flash is too late again. Calyx can just stay in the ramp now. Victor, all 3 players, so very low they line up, and Victor sprays them down. North go behind again.
They really needed Yugi to hit that AWP shot. They knew that the one weakness they had against them was a long corner peek. They had to focus on pit. They did the right thing. They traded nicely there, but took a lot of damage, and then Yugi missed his shot, and Victor made him pay for it with the lineup. And so that's the lead now for Windigo. Remember, CT side's the side that both teams have struggled with. If Windigo can get a couple, you feel like that's going to be enough to force the third map.
That is reckless. That is so reckless from North. They try a rush, but it's just not on point with the flashbangs. Nades are there to counteract them. Windigo really stepping up when it counts. AZ best ships, but there's still 4 players to contend with. Molotov, long short, will buy him up a bit of time. Now going to come around the corner. Bubble is here waiting. It's going to be another death. The bomb's also dropped. Remember, it was the T sides that both teams were doing better on. If Windigo already take 2 rounds here, that could be it.
Yeah, this could be the one variable that decides everything. The one that both teams have been yearning for. A successful CT side. And Windigo have just about found it. KRB in the 1 versus 3. A lot of time with the bomb is down in such dangerous territory that he's going to have to just rely on pure fragging, it feels like. He'll get a basically 1v2 over here towards middle from the B bomb site as he works his way in. But now Calyx will soon be joining his teammates if KRB's not fast enough. But again, it would take a Herculean effort for KRB to somehow fish this out.
So peeking's definitely not going to help his cause either, so he does decide to rapidly run across, but Bubble not going to miss twice. 3K in the round, Windigo up 20 to 18, just too shy of taking this second map and taking us to what I believe will be Train as a decider.
I feel like Northeast just to win this round is to hang around. If they get shut out on their T side, I feel like there's just no way back for them. It should be a map 3 at that point. Is that what Windigo is capable of? No long A challenge early this time. North taking their time a little bit more, working defaults, getting control of lower tunnels, working towards middle, so not gambling at all on a spawn-based play.
North know that if they concede 3 in a row, it's looking dire, it's looking grim. They're going to slow things down. Don't want to take anything for chance in terms of a rush. They can easily be stagnated into oblivion. 3 players on B though. Windigo are going off a read, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the correct one.
No.
Looks more of a split on the A side from North. Holding too long, just making sure. What a strange decision. There's a smoke down there. Maybe showing some cracks now, North.
I think it's just them being overly cautious. They know how much this round means. They don't want to chance it. They want to just work it together as best as they can. So far, so good. Gifted a gap thanks to Windigo's lean towards B.
Excellent entry by AZ, down to 2 HP. He was the only player that showed his hand. It's going to be a slow, delayed hit on B. But the end result should still be a victory. Poison, close range, gets taken down. Now it's down to Victor, M4A1S in hand. He has killed 2, and Yuki's missed a chance. He thought maybe that was the moment, as he is the bomb carrier. Also has KRB on the scaffolding, just to make sure that Bubble's not going to be a nuisance. But still, it's not looking great for North. They needed more T rounds.
At least they got 1, right? Definitely 21 rounds for Windigo puts them out of reach, you have to feel. But now, if North can just figure out something on the CT side, they might still be able to hold on to a chance in this map, but they would have to really shore up their defense much better. It felt like towards the end of regulation, they started to be able to handle those B plays a lot better. You feel like that's going to be the key thing in this. I mean, you feel like Windigo is going to keep going for that. Why wouldn't they? It's been so successful time and time again. Both players got hit.
Even when Poison isn't landing kills, he's still doing significant damage. AZ 19 health.
Actually, how did KRB take damage? That wasn't him that crossed.
Might have been a team knife.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's 13 you do with the left click to a teammate. Good nade. That's a money nade onto ships. Thing is, all of this damage that's been inflicted, they have no way of knowing that's the case.
Right. And they are actually getting that third player towards B now. That's the fear that Windigo's instilled in North, to worry about B this heavily, which means A is so vulnerable. The defense is split, 1 towards long tunnels, 1 at the car. No rotation yet from the CT side, but now finally KRB's in spawn. Might even try to flank Cat.
Oh, Velda, 2 kills. That's the bomb as well. It's not the first time he's played this position. So somewhat surprising they wouldn't at least try and molly him out or spam through the doors. And look how cheeky he is. He goes back in again. The ball's on this guy. He's going to be flanking around the back of them. The bomb's also been dropped. And fair enough, Windigo, you got control of A, but you got no bomb, guys. You have to go retrieve that. KRB, cheeky positioning. And now Calyx. Last man standing, dropped to 1 HP. Anything would kill him at this point. And it's going to be Gade that will put him down. So there we have it. North pick up their first CT round.
All even, Vince. Now you got to wonder what mind games are being played, because Windigo just kind of failed on a long A split with players Cat. They've always favored B pushes. North did have 3 towards B that round early. Will Windigo go back to a B push? Will North have 3 at B early? And will they clash? Or will Windigo route through tunnels and do something different? There's so much mind games when you play this many rounds of Counter-Strike. You're constantly trying to think of what adjustment you should make. What's your best play? What will your opponent do? And it looks like mid B's in the cards, and North, they're decently positioned for it, Vince. They could take the edge, but they could get brutalized.
It's a good flash into peak. Here B doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Nade out. The kill. This is getting scary now for the Bulgarians. Velda again. They must be so sick of this guy rotating around the back of them. Poison and ships, tossing Molotovs to the back of the site. Still loads of time. Velda is going to be making a move in again, trying to bait as though he's not here. Throwing down that Molotov suggests no one has actually pushed it. The ships is going to come in. This is where even if ships can get more kills, he is going to get flanked from Velda. North will move ahead, and now it's their turn for a match point.
Are they really going to do it, Vince? All this time, they've waited to have success on the CT side, and it's taken until now for it to finally happen. 2 in a row. They had the edge. They've guaranteed themselves a third overtime. Windigo must win this just to hang around, just to have a shot at another OT half, just to maybe force train. North could be ending their tournament lives here and now and moving on to that lower bracket finals versus Vitality, the rematch, to try to get a playoff spot. The tension is thick, Vince. You know both teams are feeling the heat. Who can come out on top?
Question is, where do Windigo want to put all their chips on? Are they going to go for an aggressive play? Is it going to be more of a default? We know they've done a bit of everything. Poison with a flashbang still connects on Yugi. He was fully flashed up and nearly goes back in for seconds. Does connect onto Velda. The aggression in such an intense round, you've got to respect it. It could have backfired horribly. Good flashbang. But this time, the overconfidence costs him. Didn't need to repeat that, but he has drawn out enough players to push on B. Gate, though, looking to try and be a hero. The gatekeeper of B. The flash comes in. They don't expect the push, but it's not going to get a kill. Here being AZ. Smoked out, have no nades to play with, and an opt to retake. That spray so nearly claims AZ. Maybe that nade will. No, somehow does no damage at all. The bomb still hasn't been planted, but now it will be. Molotov tossed in next. Flashbang in there as well. This is the last round of overtime. No reason for North to say they're going to be going for this. But it seems like they're being stalled forever. That Molotov actually explodes in midair. That's not going to connect onto the doorway. Do we have a hero for North? Gay tried his best. Kirby comes in with a kill. He's on 14. AZ on 20. It's going to have to be heavily wounded if they want to retake this, and it won't be happening because we're going to another overtime.
You gotta wonder, why did Gade run in alone in the 3-on-3? He was trying to catch them off guard, but it didn't pay off at all, and it had them forced into a 2-on-3 retake they just couldn't come up with. Luckily, they were successful elsewhere in this OT half, which ensured them another crack at it at the very, very least. So now triple overtime. The race to 25. 24-24. Another OT will be required. Both teams seem to have found more success on their CT side that last overtime compared to at any other point in time this game. So that bodes well for both squads. Double peaked off on the op cross.
Yeah, and this time there was 2 of them rather than 1. So that is somewhat surprising when Poison's had such a good hit ratio through the middle doors.
Feel like a B plays brewing, Vince.
Does seem that way, doesn't it? Bubble still positioned back in towards the T spawn. with an AWP. Ships now moving up onto mid through Xbox. Onto Catwalk. They're leaving their options open. They're making sure that Valda rotation doesn't come in again. They've been stung by that too many times.
Why did he extinguish that?
He's extinguishing that.
Oh, yeah.
So someone's in that corner. That could be so huge. But unfortunately, it doesn't pay off because they're not pushing behind it.
Yeah, I thought he would just smoke the tunnels to try to buy more time. But yeah, it actually is a good little mind game you mentioned. Unfortunately, it doesn't come into fruition.
It would have been so sick, though.
Yeah, it would have. You're right.
If they ran out and started spraying that and got caught in the back, that would have been so sick. But it didn't quite work. They do have a crossfire in anyway. That's a good flashbang, perfectly timed. Gonna stall them a little bit longer. And the player that's on car can definitely hear this. Just to their right-hand side, there's a small gap in the smoke to allow them to peek on the doors. Gate, though, pushes up too aggressively. Do they assume there's no second player here? No. They do check the car, and AC's also been deemed forfeit as he's drilled out of the round. It looks good for Windigo taking the lead once again. Kirby is already at the tunnels, though. He's moved here very quickly. And he's going to be joined by Velda, more than likely. Yugi's been culled on the approach. They're going to go out and charge and try and take as many of these guns away from North as possible. Kirby is still waiting at the tunnel. Is he going to try and ninja this? No way. He actually gives his position away, yeah. So it's not going to be a ninja. He was hoping he was the last player on the site. You could see what he was kind of going for in his head, but as soon as he shot, that was it. It was done.
Man, every time North have only played 2B, it just never worked. I feel like they at least need Kirby boosted inside CT spawn. They've never done that. Just to watch the mid portion, just to make sure that Gade and his teammate can only have to worry about B tunnels. Also, it just felt like really weird that Gade pushed forward like that when they started attacking in. I felt like he just would have held the angle, but he didn't. Lost them dearly. No kills went the way of North on the initial defense there. Just too easy for Windigo. We're going to run it back. It's going to be the exact same thing, essentially. Ships might be the late flank through Cap, but the focus will very much be B. Kirby this time is indeed boosted towards CT spawn, and Gade does get the first kill this time. Could be the big difference.
Oh, in a second, spraying through the smoke. Victor gave his position away with the tracers. Chips in the meanwhile with the AK. Make short work of Yugi, but the bomb isn't there. They're trying to draw away one or two CTs. And now Kirby's found him. Solid shot onto Ships, who was weakened, who was vulnerable. Are they going to look to catch them on the cross? Good flashback. Oh, through the doors. Bubble will strike after getting dinked by AZ. Crispy headshot from Calyx. Surely this isn't happening. It will be a 2v4 clutch. They're both moving on the B side. The health favors North. But again, they have no nades to come back on the site with. There's an open play for Bubble, so it doesn't necessarily matter that he's on low HP. All he has to do is connect. And that'll be the end of that, but here's the boost. It's down to Calyx to stand in. The monster mercenary. Can the Turkish element of Windigo turn something truly special around? Flashbang up onto Window. They're going to double peek him, and they are going to find him in time. So North draws back even again, 22-22.
A rounded piece, but certainly a labored one from North. Got a little bit concerned when AZ decided to face middle. I feel like he could have just held back, but gave his life away and forced a 2-on-2. Luckily, North able to work it out. Also, got to give your props to Gade. A couple of big kills in the B-bomb side early to at least ensure that North would have the advantage through the bulk of that round. And now we have one more round this half. Who will have that slight advantage as we transition sides? Again, the race is to 25. 24 to guarantee another overtime. And Bubble looking for something crazy here at long. Takes a lot of damage and gets... Oh, no, AZ actually misses. What? That looked so close.
They both had each other in their crosshairs. AZ survived and Bubble wasn't even tagged. That is not something you'll see too often at this level of Counter-Strike. They'll both be ruining that missed opportunity as well, thinking that they should have just given their team the advantage, and at this stage, at this moment in the game.
They're mollying long this time because they don't want Valda up close anymore. But they're going to go for B. Gade has only played top on Eco, so they might not expect it on a rifle round. He could be huge. Also, Kierby playing a new angle at middle, up close, could definitely be a big problem for Windigo.
It's dual purpose as well. He's listening for sound cues. If he hears pitter-patter of footsteps moving down lower tunnels towards connector, pardon me, towards Xbox, he can call out the rest of his team. Yeah, 40 seconds, and when you take into consideration there's a smoke coming down as well, it's going to stall them even more. They decide to push through this, getting close range, gonna get the upper hand, and Yugi, they're locking it down. Bomb's also been dropped. It's going to be North in the lead.
Well done. They did such a great job staggering their utility on the tunnels exit when low time, and then they had Kierby as kind of a failsafe towards mid. So, again, good adjustments here from North in the extra rounds. That little bit of a tweak nets them a big result. Now they have that advantage. They just need to get one more round to ensure another overtime. They finally got what they needed out of a CT side in OT. Again, we know that their T side has been really strong throughout. I feel like if they just don't gamble on a spawn-based play at long A or something like that, they just play default. They just play map control. Use their executes in the mid round. Use their utility to great effect. I feel like they have such a good chance at going ahead and winning it now. They did the hard part of getting those 2 rounds on CT.
What we know about this is it's just completely unpredictable, Dust. Which side will move ahead? Is CT better? Is T better? Who the hell knows at this point? You can throw the playbook out the window.
Yeah, this is where everything just goes to chaos. All logic falls short once you get into this stage. The mental stamina now is being tested. Imagine if a map 3 happens. The sanity of these players. The sanity of us.
Yeah, we've been casting for 9 hours, guys. And we were casting for 9 hours yesterday. So our voices are going, our sanity is going. It has been pretty nuts. But hey, this has been a really enjoyable game to cast. And North, they're piecing out. They decide, okay, look, maybe we've drawn over a player. Let's just actually go back to T-spawn.
The problem is because they've been away from this side of the map for so very long, you can't know where Windigo's positioned if they've pushed. So it could be very scary. You've let them fortify long A. So unless you do the smoke wall in the corner and isolate Calyx and Pit, he's going to get assistance from Victor. It's going to be very hard to spill out long A. And now the fire comes in. Now it makes it even harder. They're running low on time. This is getting very dicey. They now back away. They realize it's not going to work. They're going to try to go up catwalk. They're going to try to go for the cat attack.
Oh, man, that's 3 separate tactics. Are they now thinking of hitting B? Is that the next? It's like, do we have catwalk control? No. Hit B. 16 seconds left. Is there even enough time? They've got to get these kills so fast. Meanwhile, Kierby is able to get a kill on catwalk. Not able to get 2. And the kills are going the way of Windigo. I think we're going to be tied up. Oh, the spray transfer from AZ just about gives him enough time to get the plant. Bubble's going to be pushing in ahead of his teammate. If he goes down, it's a 1v1. And the taps with 3 bullets to go. AZ is keeping this dream alive for North. This will be one of the best clutches we will see at DreamHack Dallas. This would be absolutely nuts. He's still got nades, but no idea where Calyx is coming from. Is timing going to favor him? Yes, it is! What a play! A beautiful crafted clutch! And North are 1 round away from winning Dust2.
I can't believe that might be the catalyst to finally finish this game as AZ's heroics. He got a little bit of help from Kierby, who dropped spawn, got a kill and bought a little bit of time, but still the world was against AZ. He somehow digs it out. That's so crazy. They just need 1 more now to win. And Ships is down low with the pick from Yugi through the doors. This could just be it. And what a wild way to finish it if it is indeed going to be off the back of that, Vince. I can't believe it, dude. I don't even know how to respond to that. But it's not over yet, Vince. That's the big thing. North have to calm themselves. That was a big play. That could be what drives you, but you still got to take care to cross all your T's and dots all your I's. You can't skip a beat.
Chips down at 30. As you say, though, it's not over. Yes, it's demoralizing. Yes, it's inspirational if you're on North. But they've just got to put their mind to the task at hand, and that is the next 2 rounds. Victor smoking out on the approach. It's going to be the catwalk play, but Gade is away. The rest of his team can't really help him out. There was a flashbang deployed, but it was too little too late. Bubble also flashing over. Smoke also put in so they can focus their attention on Catwalk, but it's starting to come together for North. They're going to take the player advantage. Ships, Poison, or Calyx. One of them has to stand tall. One of them has to deliver some monumental play. They have to basically do what AZ just did against them to North now. Kirby also rotating around the backside. Poison's going to go down. He's looking for a second. He's landed it, and North have done it. It was labored. It was a marathon, but they're going to take this series 2-0.
My goodness, man. You got to tip your hat to AZ. Maybe he didn't have the best of games overall, but he had the hero play that helped drive that thing home. North, it was exhaustive effort, but it's been done. They 2-0 the series. They might as well have played 3 maps as long as that thing lasted, but it did it in 2. They move on. They will play Vitality tomorrow for a playoff spot in the quarterfinals. It'll be a rematch from upper bracket round 1 where they had a very close contest, so that should be a barn burner tomorrow. But that's going to do it here for the secondary stream. They still have Fnatic taking on Furia over on the main stream, so definitely you can start heading that direction. I'm sure we'll host that channel here. I'm Dust, with me is Vince. It's been a great day. It's been a long day, a marathon for us. 9-hour day yesterday, 9 hours again today. Vince, we got another one tomorrow. If you folks want to follow us up, you can do !casters in chat. You'll get links to all of our Twitters. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. You can also tweet us any feedback if you want to. But yeah, Vince, I'll let you have the final say before we wrap this thing up, sign off, and kick it over to the main stream here.
Well, thank you, AZ, for waking up all of my neighbors. I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of noise complaints. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. Yeah. And we're gonna be back tomorrow for more Dust. So yeah, stay tuned, guys.